Hi students, the subject name is EE8402 Transmission and Distribution. Today we will learn the basic concepts of fax devices. Fax is nothing but flexible AC transmission system. In fax devices, it consists of a power electronics based systems and other static equipments like dynamic controllers that provide control of one or more AC transmission system parameters. This is called as fax. In this fax, we have considered the main objective is a regulation of power flow is prescribed transmission routes. And next one is the loading of transmission line nearer to their thermal limits. These are the main objective of fax devices. And next one is benefits of using fax devices. First one is upgraded of lines. That means each and every fax controllers better utilization of existing transmission system assets, and in this system increase the dynamic and transient grid and environmental also benefit and stability and reduction of loop flows. That means reduce the loop flows. And next one is reduce reactive power flows, thus allowing the lines to carry more active power. And these are the main advantages of fax devices. And next one is overview of fax. In AC network, controllers are classified into two types. First one is conventional and next one is fax devices. In conventional means switched device, it further classified into four types. First one is RLC transformer, and next switched shunt compensation, switched series compensation, and phase shift transformer. In fax device are further classified into three types: thyristor valve, VSC, and hybrid. In thyristor valve, some examples are available. First one is SVC, TCSC, and DFC. In VSC controllers like STATCOM, SSSC, IPFC, and UPFC, DPFC. These are the examples of VSC fax devices. And next one is hybrid. In this hybrid, the examples are STATCOM plus energy storage devices, and final one is FCL. These are the examples of hybrid fax devices. And next topic is basic types of fax controllers. The fax controllers are classified as the four different types. First one is series controllers, and next one is shunt controllers. அடுத்து combined series to series controllers, and final one is combined series shunt controllers. We are discuss these topics for upcoming slides. First one is series controllers. In series controller, it could be variable impedance, that means capacitors and reactors, or power electronics based variable sources of main frequencies. And next one is synchronous and harmonic frequencies to serve the desire needed. In series controllers, all series controllers are inject voltage in series with the line. This is a very important thing of series controllers. All series controllers are inject voltages in series with the line. And next one is as long as the voltage is in phase quadrature with the line current. So voltages and currents are in phase quadrature. In series controller, only supplies or consumes a variable reactive power. And next one is shunt controllers. In shunt controllers, maybe variable impedances, that means impedances and capacitance or reactances etc., are variable sources or a combination of these. This is the shunt controllers. And this one, all shunt controllers inject the current into the system at the point of connections. In series controller, inject the voltage in series and with the line, but in shunt controllers injects the current into the system at the point of connections. And next one is as long as the injected current is in the phase quadrature with the line voltage. So the shunt controllers only supplies or consumes a variable reactive power. And next one is combined series to series controllers. In this type, it would be a combination of separate series controllers or unified controllers, which are controlled in a coordinated manner in a multi-line transmission system, or it could be a unified controllers. In this diagram, the series controller provides independent series reactive compensation for each line, but also transfer real power among the line via power link. The real power transfer capability of the unified series to series controllers are referred to as interline power flow controllers. This is the main thing. And next one is combined series to series, and this one is combined series to shunt controllers. And this is a combination of separate shunt or series controllers are controlled in a coordinated manner or unified power flow controllers with series and shunt elements. And in shunt elements inject the current, and also series elements inject the voltage. When the shunt and series controllers are unified, there can be real power exchange between the shunt and series controllers via the power links. Next one is different types of FACs. First one is first generation of FACs is called static compensator of VARs, that means SVC and TCR. And next one is thyristor controlled series compensation, TCSC, TCSR. And next one is thyristor controlled phase shifting transformer, TCPST. And next one is TCVR, is nothing but thyristor controlled voltage regulator. And second generation of FACS devices are synchronous static compensator, that means STATCAM, with and without storage. And next one is static synchronous series compensator, SSC, with and without storage devices. And unified power flow controller, UPFC. And finally interline power flow controllers, IPFC. These are the second generation of FACS devices. First we are discussing static VAR compensator. In static VAR compensator, regulate the voltage and stabilize the system. In SVC is automated impedance matching device and also designed to bring the system closer to unity power factor. Already we are known, if load is capacitive means is the leading power factor, and the load is inductive means is the lagging power factor. And if load, that means if the load is capacitive, the SVC will use reactors in the form of TCR. But under the inductive load, that means the lagging, the capacitor banks are automatically switched in. The capacitor banks will have to improve the power factors. In SVC is based on a thyristor without gate turn off capability, but it includes separate equipment for leading and lagging VAR. This is the diagram of static VAR system. It is a shunt connected static VAR generator or observer whose output is adjusted to control capacitive or inductive current so as to maintain or control specific parameters of the electrical power systems. And next one is static synchronous compensator, that means SSG. In this system, it acts as a voltage source behind a reactance. This is a STATCAM. It is insensitive to transmission system harmonics, and also it generates less harmonics compared to other FACS devices. In this device, both inductive and capacitive regions of operations are possible. And next one is it can maintain a stable voltage even with a very weak AC systems. and also it insensitive to transmission system of harmonics. So it already I told it acts as a voltage source behind a reactance. So if connected a source of power, it can be provide an active AC power. This is the diagram of StatCam. From overall cost point and view, the voltage converter is performed. So cost wise in StatCam devices are very low, and also it can also be designed as an active filters to observe the system harmonics. And next one is static synchronous series compensator, and that means triple SC. This is the block diagram of triple SC. It works the same way as the StatCam, but it has a VSC seriously connected to a transmission line through a transformer. In this triple SC is able to exchange the reactive and real power within the transmission systems. In the system is compared to other components, this is a good result for low loads as well as high loads. And next one is unified power flow controllers. Unified power flow controllers is nothing but UPFC. In this system is a combination of static synchronous compensator, that means StatCam, and a static synchronous series compensator, that means triple SC, which are coupled with via a common DC link, is called as UPFC. And this is to allow bidirectional flow of real power between the series output terminals of triple SC and shunt output terminals of the StatCam devices, and are also called controlled to provide the concurrent real and reactive series line compensation without an external electric energy source. In this system, during series voltage injection, able to control the concurrently or selectivity the transmission line voltage and impedance and phase angle. In this device, two converters are used. First converter 1 gives or absorbs the real power that the converter 2 demands. This is the diagram of UPFC, Unified Power Flow Controller. And next one is technical benefits of FACS. These are the benefits of different FACS devices. And next one is maintenance of FACS devices is minimum compared to other device. Similar required shunt capacitors, reactors and transformers is the maintenance is very low. The amount of maintenance ranges from 150 to 250 man hours per year. And next one is operation of FACS devices is it operated automatically and can be done locally and remotely. Is the main advantages of FACS device. It can be operated at locally and remotely. And application of FACS devices are it is used for steady state voltage stabilities and power flow control, reducing generation cost, HVDC link applications, deregulated power system. This is the important thing. This is a new topic, deregulated power systems and flicker mitigations. And these are the applications of FACS devices. Okay, thank you.